You're listening to Behind the Mask, the show where we'll come together once a month to discuss mental health. Welcome to the first episode of the school year. I'm your host, Jocelyn Torres, and in today's episode, we'll dive into the pros and cons of social media. Social media is a group of websites and apps open to anyone. Users of these platforms can create and share content and even use them as a source of communication. With apps as entertaining as TikTok or ones where you could easily be in touch with friends like Snapchat, it's common for users, specifically developing teens, to get addicted to these and multiple other platforms. Teens typically discover these apps at a young age, even as young as elementary school. While social media has its upsides with entertainment and simple communication, it's easy to be blindsided by the very real, very effective negative impact it has on you. The struggle caused by social media manifests in both your mental and physical well-being. According to the Mayo Clinic, they would commonly find teens to be struggling with depression, anxiety, eating disorders, and poor sleeping habits. Almost everything online is fake, an illusion if you will. However, the teens and younger members of society normally aren't aware of it and perceive whatever they see to be real. This can be especially dangerous when people are editing, photoshopping, or face-tuning their photos to look better and their audiences believe what is being presented to them as the reality, which can bring great insecurities, low self-esteem, and poor self-image. This leads to the audience starting comparisons between themselves and who they see online, pushing the audience to try to match the societal standards set by social media. Another cause of social media comes from the addiction of it all, sleep deprivation. Spending more time online rather than resting for school the next day actually has a lot to do with your mental health. There is a reason each age group is supposed to sleep for a certain amount of hours. This is not something only teens can experience. According to the American Academy of Sleep Medicine's 2022 Sleep Prioritization Survey, 80% of the entire population admitted to losing sleep due to social media. Lack of sleep can have negative effects on your mind. It can increase depression, psychological distress, anxiety, difficulty concentrating, hyperactivity, nervousness, aggression, possible substance abuse, and long-term mental illness. Staying up and scrolling through your For You page when you are supposed to be asleep makes it more likely for you to experience these changes. Once you've gotten into the habit of constantly being present online, it chips away at your real-life relationships for not being present there where you should be. According to the UPMC Health Beat, this causes interruptions in your daily conversations and activities. It can cloud your mind and cause you to participate in activities that are only worthy enough to post about, which can make you appear and possibly become shallow and vain. This increases isolation, loss of friendships, and stunted social skills. Particularly since the pandemic, UPMC Health Beat reports that cyberbullying has become common online on platforms where you post yourself. Cyberbullying is online bullying and is not rare. This can occur with hateful comments from anonymous accounts or ones you don't recognize, as well as hateful and distasteful direct messages, which also leads to poor self-image and depressive thoughts. The hate spread by people is a big reason why social media doesn't have the best reputation. To avoid negative backlash such as this, you can limit your social media accounts. Having a private account means people must request to follow you, and you have to accept them yourself. If you see an account of someone you don't know or recognize, you have the option to decline the permission to follow you. Even though we do have the right to freedom of speech, being careful with what you post helps as well. This is so you are not attacked online for posting about something that might offend someone unless you couldn't care less about what people have to say about your opinions. The block button is also a great option when someone is coming at you. Going to their profile and blocking them will prevent them from continuing or even seeing your profile. You could also choose to simply not engage and ignore whatever backlash you may receive. However, that could be hard for people, which is why there are more effective options that were previously mentioned. And with that, we have come to the end of the episode. I hope you found this information helpful and maybe even put it to use in the future. Remember to stay safe online and come back next month to see what else is behind the mask. I'm your host, Jocelyn Torres, signing off. See you next month.